overshadowed by one of the scariest scenes you will see on a football field. Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa was carted off on a backboard after suffering what appeared to be an apparent head and neck injury. It was a similar impact to the one he underwent just about 4 days ago on Sunday that knocked him out for one series and halftime against the Bills. Tua did pass protocol during that game to re-enter and found himself getting the start here on a short week on Thursday and was whipped to the ground in the second quarter with that impact to the back of the head. Now an update here on Tua's condition. It is a head and neck injury as reported by the Dolphins. He is fully conscious and does have movement in all of his extremities. He is being transported to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center for further evaluation. But again, fully conscious and movement in all his extremities. A scary scene in Cincinnati where we have a 2-point game at the half. All right, here to break it all down is CBS Sports NFL writer Tyler Sullivan. Tyler, some concerning scenes, not just last Sunday, but again here on Thursday, sort of a worst-case scenario here for Tua Tagovailoa. We will get to the X's and O's, but we do have to first talk about this, and full disclosure is needed here. How did Tua end up on the football field today? What was the order of operations that led to tonight?
Well, you have to go all the way back to that game against Buffalo. And so obviously we all remember his immobility after suffering that apparent concussion, or at least what we thought would to be a concussion in that game. Clearly was moving around, immobile at some points, needed to leave the game. And at that point, you do go into a protocol. What that protocol is a team physician along with an independent neurological doctor is looking and evaluating the player, in this case Tua Tagovailoa. If they deem that his immobility is caused by neurological damage, you are supposed to be out for the remainder of the game. You cannot return to action. They determined that it was a back injury. He was able to come into play. And that's why he was able to clear protocol in that game against Buffalo and return, and why he was not in protocol throughout the week. You got to remember, this is not something where he wasn't practicing because he was in concussion protocol. It was because he was listed on the injury report with a back and ankle injury. So that is why we are here and why he is playing in this game, or was playing in this game tonight, why he was active. So that is kind of the chain of events here as to how he ended up on the field. And now, obviously, when you look at this, it's a very scary situation all around.
Tyler, the NFLPA during that game on Sunday said that they were launching an investigation into the handling of that halftime independent research or independent report that was made that got him back on the field. This is no doubt going to be taken into account by the PA if they do continue to go down that road of the investigation. Have you heard anything on that front? It sort of went silent after Sunday on what the PA might be doing regarding Tua's availability here on Thursday.
Yeah, so the NFLPA is going to investigate this, and it's going to take a few weeks to have this investigation. That was the case even before what has transpired here in this first half in this Thursday night game. It was going to take some time for them to kind of dig in to see what happens. I don't think, obviously, it's going away anytime soon at this point. This is just a new chapter in what is going to be this saga going forward, and it's just a horrible look for the NFL. It's a horrible look for the Miami Dolphins right now, because clearly something neurological is going wrong with Tua Tagovailoa. We don't want to speculate too much, but when you look at what happened on the field there, and when you kind of add into the storyline of what went on in that game against Buffalo that caused him to leave at a certain point, you're talking about immobility. And you know, I'm not a medical doctor or anything along those lines, but you just read definitions of what things are, and it does seem like Tua Tagovailoa suffered some neurological damage. Maybe not in week 3, but certainly something went on here in week 4. You look up fencing syndrome. That's basically what happened there with Tua Tagovailoa, or at least that is what's speculated to have happened with Tua Tagovailoa in this game, with his hands and kind of being in a stiff position. That is what that is, and that is caused by neurological damage. So certainly a scary situation for him. Obviously, you're concerned about his well-being first and foremost. Like you said in the open, he has movement in his extremities. He's being moved to a first Tier 1 trauma center in Cincinnati. So first and foremost, it is the health and safety of Tua Tagovailoa. But after he gets cleared and after he gets stabilized, it's going to be a really interesting couple of days here, a couple of weeks here for the NFL, the NFLPA, and the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, we are hoping for all the best here for Tua Tagovailoa in both the short and the long term. it's a touchy situation with the league, the PA, and everything that's going to come out of this. But Tua's health does come first and foremost. We cannot show you those images right now at halftime in-game, but we will bring you all of that post-game highlights, reaction, and everything we know about Tua's health moving forward. But again, fully conscious, movement in his extremity.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.